Welcome to week 4 presentation on team learning, which also supports domain 1. Team learning is also connected to one of the assignments that you have for this week. So this is definitely a good presentation to be watching so that you know what you have to do. Remember that domain 1 is broken up into 3 segments. Team learnings would fall into the second segment, which is content segments, and it answers design question number 2. What will I do to help students effectively interact with new knowledge? Also tied in with this is we are organizing students to engage with new knowledge, tied in with learning styles, which is, remember the definition is students learning and processing new and difficult information, and also specifically the sociological strand, working with peers or in a team. And it also addresses higher order thinking because you will be writing inference questions along with giving the students an opportunity to use the information in their article in a creative manner. Okay. This, remember, this goes back to one of the presentations that we hit on domain 1, and this is also a critical input strategy. An example would be lecturing, reading a text, selection, answering questions, processing the information in a creative way. So basically with your team learning, you have a team of students, the teaming of students, not less than 3, should not be more than 5, and you can team your students in a variety of ways. One is you can have random teaming, which you can have students count off, or you can have them draw a card. And this you can get creative. You can just use a deck of cards. You can have index cards that have groups of different stickers, like everybody who gets a star on their card, or everybody who gets a Scooby-Doo sticker, or everybody who gets a Harry Potter sticker. You can do it that way. You can group them by colors. So there's a lot of different things that you can do for random, and these are just a few. I'm sure you might be able to think of some other ones. You can assign teams either by their ability or by their interest, and when we start talking about formative and summative assessments, that will give you an idea of how to assign them by ability. Or you can let students self-select. There's going to be times when you're going to let students self-select, but there's going to be times when you want to randomly assign them, or there's going to be times when you're going to want to assign them, especially if it's important to you that they're not in a social group along with their learning. So those are the 3 different ways that you can assign them into a team. Remember, this is the learning styles model. And in the center you have the sociological strand, and we are going to be combining working with peers and working in a team together. Now, a team learning is also referred to as a small group technique, and the advantages of having students work in a small group is that many students, especially adolescent students in middle school and high school, learn best with a peer group. And again, the number would be from 3 to 5, and you really don't want more than 5 because the exchange of communication and ideas, once you have more than 5 people, it starts to get out of hand. And you want all the students in your group to participate. You don't want anybody to fall into the background and just ride on the work of the rest of the group. The setting can be adjusted to accommodate varied learning style preferences. There might be students that want to sit on the floor. I used to let students go out into the hallway. You might be able to have a table. I used to have tables from the library in the back of the room, and students would go and congregate there. So it allows students to use various parts of the room. Students learn to solve problems cooperatively and working in a team. Working collaboratively is a 21st century skill that students should be able to address. And the fear of failure or embarrassment or anxiety is eliminated or reduced when they can pull together and they can work together as a team. Okay. Now, a team learning is a technique used to introduce new material. It is based on a text selection. So I asked you to prepare or start to locate 2 articles, printed material, using, you can either use original text, something that you've created, or commercial text. You can use diagrams, you can use pictures. I asked you to locate 2 articles to support the objectives that you are working on for this semester. I would like you to develop a series of questions which range from factual. Factual questions would be questions where students would directly find the answer in the text, to inferential questions where they would have to use either some outside knowledge or previous knowledge in order to answer the questions. And then a team learning always provides a final test for the group to creatively apply the new information. And right now, probably the easiest thing for you to have them do, because we haven't really gotten very far into learning styles, is you can have them write a poem, write and perform a rap song. You can have them create a poster. You can have them do some kind of a skit. Any way that they can apply the information, and then they would perform this to the rest of the group or the rest of the class. Again, you're grouping students 3 to 5. Once you have them in their grouping, you will want to select a recorder. And there's a variety of ways that you can do this. You can say the person with the most amount of red, the person whose birthday is closest to today, the person who lives the closest to school, the person who lives the farthest from school. So there's a lot of things that you can do in order to randomly assign or a recorder. If this is a group that has been working consistently, sometimes you might want to put groups together that work for a 5-week period, and any time that you have any kind of a team learning, then you can have them rotate the recorder position. Also set a time limit. Students need to know if you're giving them the entire period to work on this, if you're only giving them a half an hour to work on it. Another thing to keep in mind with time limits is you want to give them an unusual amount of time for them to pay attention to. People don't always have an internal clock of what 5 minutes is or what 15 minutes is. But if you say something like you have 32 minutes and 33 seconds, not that it's set in stone, something that you have to actually make sure that you're doing 32 minutes and 33 seconds, but it gives them a level of anxiety that they're going to actually pay attention to it. Also, you're going to want to be giving them updates. You're going to want to say, you have 10 minutes, you have 5 minutes, you have 2 minutes. In 1 minute, you're going to have to stop working. So you're making sure you're helping them to organize their time, because if you just say you have all period to work on it, they're going to work on other things or have a lot of side conversation going on. Also, make sure that you're building in time for them to share their creative response. If you want them to do it on the same day, you're going to want to probably schedule 2 to 3 minutes per group. If you want them to share it the next day, then you can adjust your time with that. So make sure you're conscious when you're planning your time, how much time you're actually going to be using. So that's really a team learning. This is an example of a team learning that actually took place in a high school classroom over at Walter Pianist High School. This teacher happened to have old library tables in her room, and the students were able to work that way. So your assignment, I gave you a heads up a couple of weeks ago to find 2 text selections that support at least 2 of the objectives that you just had approved. And then you're to write a series of questions that guide the students in learning the material. I would like you to include at least 2 to 3 factual questions, and that would be regarding Bloom's taxonomy, the remembering level. 2 to 3 inferred questions, which is going to relate to the applying level of questioning. And then the last question is a creative question or a creativity question. When you upload your questions, I also want you to attach the reading to the question sheet so that I can see the reading and I can see that the questions are appropriate that go with the reading. And you need to do 2 of those. I will have an exemplar in course handouts for you, and when I review the intro video for you, I'll show you where all that is. So if you have any questions or any concerns, please feel free to email me. If you want to email it to me, I can look it over if you want feedback before you actually have to upload it for your grade. And you'll have quite a bit of time to work on this. So good luck, and hope this was helpful.